Now, some video game bosses are purposefully designed to be very, very beatable, and they tend to be the ones that allow us to actually progress through a game's story, but others deliberately pose a real challenge. Maybe they test our wits, our perseverance, and with ever-improving AI, our strategies. But ultimately, we were rewarded with a feeling of pure elation when we finally beat them. But then there are these guys, who are just there, well, let's face it, to frustrate you. Sure, the developers entice us with a dangling carrot of maybe a rare item, a super weapon, or a hidden playable character, but sometimes the sheer effort to overcome these optional challenges is just not bloody worth it. So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 insanely difficult video game bosses that weren't worth the pain. But before we jump in, I just want to say one thing, and that is that today's video is brought to you by Omaze. Who are they? What do they do? Well, stay tuned and I'll explain, because more on that later. Number 10, Sephiroth, Kingdom Hearts. Now, when Sephiroth surprised us all as the platinum matchup inside the Olympus Coliseum in Kingdom Hearts, our excitement at hearing his award-winning theme music quickly dissipated after we struck him several times, only to realize that his HP was so high that we were well in over our heads. And it's not even his HP that's the real problem. It might take a while to whittle him down, but that's going to be fine so long as we have space and time to do it. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Sephiroth's damage is brutal, constantly requiring us to run away and heal ourselves before we try again, only to get hit and then have to start fleeing once more. Now, even that may be sort of acceptable, except the arena that you fight him in is only slightly larger than Sephiroth's Masamune blade in the first bloody place. Huge amounts of health, high attack, and being almost impossible to dodge, that is utterly nightmarish. And what's the reward for all of this? A bronze trophy. Right, okay, bye. Number 9, Sir CAUTHRIEN, Dragon Age Origins. Now, during the fight at the Isle of Denerim's estate, Sir CAUTHRIEN is slow but supremely strong. Her hits don't just do massive amounts of damage, but knock you back as well, making recovery slow and defense almost non-existent. However, what makes this fight even more difficult is her entourage of archers, which just fire away at you at all sides, stunning you and your allies with seemingly every arrow. In truth, the only real way to win this battle is to have high enough stamina and HP to survive the initial onslaught, meaning that you need to be at least level 19 and just hope that she and her lackeys kill all of your teammates before they get their hands on you. If you're lucky, you'll only be stunned once or twice while running into one of the adjacent rooms. This allows you to fight her away from the rain of arrows, giving you breathing room to defend and attack as you normally would. Honestly though, unless you're super determined, just surrender or die when you encounter this battle. It's not worth the heartache, because it's the only battle in the game where you're allowed to lose without a game over anyway, and all you get for winning is her crappy sword. Number 8, Iazamat, Final Fantasy XII. In terms of sheer amount of HP, Adamantoise from Final Fantasy XV nearly made this list, and it would have been as well had the rumors of a 72-hour boss battle proven to be true, but in reality, with some strong weapons, aid from your companions, and about 20 minutes, you can bring this mountain down with little trouble, especially as his attacks don't really hit all that hard. So instead, the title of most annoying side boss in a Final Fantasy series reverts to the Dragon Iazamat from Final Fantasy XII, with his absurdly high HP of 50 million. Even with your damage at the 9,999 per hit limit, you're still looking at a couple of hours minimum to take the damn thing down, and unlike Final Fantasy XV's Adamantoise, Iazamat hits harder and fights you in an arena surrounded by crippling traps. The only saving grace in this battle is that you can leave at any point to save and recover, and return with Iazamat's health as it was just when you left. Just don't forget to dispel any healing spells that he casts on himself before you go though. Full HP bar surprise when you return. Now, earlier we mentioned that we are once again partnering up with Omaze because we love them so very, very much, as well as their propensity for delivering once-in-a-lifetime prizes and helping non-profits around the world to make the world a better place. And today you, yes you, my friend, have the chance of winning an unplugged Tesla S Apex Plaid, which sounds amazing. I think it is a car, all while supporting a great cause, the Juju Foundation. And all you need to do is go to omaze.com/whatculture in order to enter. Now, I will show you the Tesla in a minute, but for those not aware of what the Juju Foundation is, let me tell you, my friend. The Juju Foundation is a non-profit organization dedicated to the support of youth initiatives and lifting the spirits of those in need, and was founded by Kansas City Chiefs and former USC wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, they provide bicycles and locks to underserved youth groups around the US. They offer greater accessibility to musical instruments and teachers, and they provide scholarships to students facing economic hardship. So in short, they are bloody great. Alright, so I know you want to see it. Let's talk about the car then. The Tesla Model S Plaid is the latest top-of-the-line Autobot, also known as a Tesla in this current day and age, with cutting-edge tech, 396 miles of range, and a stunning 0 to 60 mile an hour time of 1.99 seconds. Add to that, the artisans at Unplugged are putting their luxurious touch on countless customizations specifically for your car. Gorgeous cognac-colored vegan bamboo leather interior, and I'll tell you, if there's something that gets me up in the morning, it is vegan bamboo. Satin white vinyl wrapped exterior, carbon fiber accents as stylish as a golden plated umlaut. It retails close to $250,000, and you could be getting drive-through in it. So for your chance to win an unplugged Tesla S Apex Plaid, go to omaze.com/whatculture and enter now. And your donations support the amazing work of the Juju Foundation. In the meantime, best of luck, and now back to that spicy bit of content that we're delivering up to you today. Number 7, Lingering Will, Kingdom Hearts 2. As frustratingly difficult as Sephiroth was in Kingdom Hearts, his return in the sequel wasn't as controller-smashingly infuriating. Instead, that most despised of all awards went to Lingering Will, the manifestation of Terra's essence and Keyblade armor. His quick speed and flying attacks are difficult to dodge, but once you get the timing right, you can kind of predict where he'll land and get a few hits in. However, he'll then mix up his strong attacks with a whip that is completely unpredictable and a gliding Keyblade that will move him around the map faster than you can handle. It's all survivable, however, given some good dodging skills, until that is his health starts to get low and he breaks out his ultimate attacks. The first is just about blockable, while the second requires running away as quickly as you can until he expends himself. If he hits you, you are dead. Just as with the third part of this explosive attack, your guard, dodge, rolling, and quick run skills have to be timed down to the millisecond, or it's a game over. Number 6, Magician Faust, The Legend of Dragoon. In JRPGs, oftentimes you can't fight any super hard boss without first locating numerous hidden items. In the case of The Legend of Dragoon, that's 50 Stardust stones from around the world. This then allows you to acquire the Vanishing Stone and then attempt to navigate the tricky teleport maze beneath the Flanvel Tower. And that is the easy part, my friend. Magician Faust immediately makes his power known by casting a fire-based attack that will almost certainly kill the entire party except for Dart, and even here he'll need his red Dragoon armor. Faust is virtually impervious to magical attacks and is himself capable of doing extremely powerful attacks that almost always have a high chance of killing everyone in the party. As frustrating as he can be, equipping your entire team with their Dragoon armors will help negate much of the damage that he tries to do. Also, defeating him unlocks the supremely brilliant Phantom Shield and a huge mound of gold, making him one of the few optional bosses on this list with a decent reward. But it's still not worth the time and effort put into finding him and preparing for the battle in the first bloody place. Number 5, Night Terror, Soul Calibur 3. Just getting to Night Terror, the secret ultimate form of antagonist nightmare, can be a challenge in itself, and one few players found without following guides. To unlock this boss, you'll need to have completed the Tales of Soul story following specific choices for each player, which is not so difficult when you have the guide, though winning every single round could prove to be too great a challenge for many. Unfortunately, that's not even the hard part, because once you finally get to Night Terror, it turns out that he more than lives up to his name, haunting your dreams for years to come with the hundreds and hundreds of times that he will decimate you. Now don't let his huge size fool you. He's quick, he's powerful, and uses lasers for long-range attacks. He also flies, which not only allows him to jump out of your reach just when you're stringing together a particularly effective attack, but also when you try to force him out of the ring like you do with most other enemies, he simply flies back in. Oh great. Number 4, Father Rodin, Bayonetta. So if you're mad enough to take the time to harvest over 10 million Halos, that is right, 10 million, and buy the platinum ticket in Bayonetta from ally and weapon seller Father Rodin, he rewards you by revealing his true winged form and then summarily tries to utterly obliterate you. Now he goes one better than many other optional bosses on this list by not only having high HP and exceptional defense, but he also is invulnerable to being stunned, and which time does nothing, and worst of all, if you do manage to find a dent in his armor and start to damage him, he gets a power boost as the fight goes on. But worse than all of this is that he has his own version of Bayonetta's Wicked Weave attack, capable of reducing you down to almost 0 HP. That's fine, you say, reaching for your health items to get you back in the battle, only to feel that cold sweat of panic when you can't actually use them. Yes, that's right, sorry, no recovery items are allowed in this battle. Oh gee. Number 3, Nancy MI847J, Tekken 6. Oh dear lord. Now I'm sure that there are some beat-em-up savants that are listening to this that barely batted an eyelid whilst fighting this robotic monstrosity, but for many a gamer, this was too much. No doubt created to top the challenge of Soul Calibur 3's Night Terror, Tekken 6 introduced this optional boss before the main story bad guys. So first, let's get the good news out of the way. Nancy doesn't block any attacks here. But that's it. That's all of the good news. That is all of the good news that you are getting. This mechanical giant is so large that it takes up most of the screen, making it incredibly difficult to get away from. Frustrating, as you can imagine, because you'll need to put some distance between it and you. Its attacks are hugely powerful. It has high defense, because after all you are punching reinforced metal, and it has a health bar 10 times as long as the other Tekken characters. Plus, it has lasers which it uses to shoot out the glass floor, and if you fall through that, it's an instant death. So yeah, have fun. Number 2, the DEMI-FIEND, Shin MEGAMITENSET Digital Devil Saga. Now, DEMI-FIEND's surprise return from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne has not only gotten stronger, but is way more annoying. His attacks don't just nearly kill all of you, even with completely maxed out stats, but they also inflict you with crippling status effects as well. Only these are slightly different because they can't be countered by Void. In fact, if you enter the battle equipped with anything that reflects or absorbs any element, DEMI-FIEND kills you in one hit. Worse than all of this, though, is his infuriatingly strong Gaia Rage, which in a game with a HP cap of 999 does 7,000 damage. Unlike any other optional bosses out there, you can only win this battle with a little luck on your side. The way to survive this is to equip Null Sleep, and then hope that one of DEMI-FIEND's minions casts sleep on a character at the right moment, and that character then doesn't receive damage from the Mega Gaia Rage attack whilst asleep. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, there's one more thing as well. His minions not only constantly negate the effects that you cast on him, but also enjoy healing him to full health from time to time as well. Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. And number 1, the Nameless King, Dark Souls 3. This is one of the most infamously difficult optional bosses in a game full of difficult bosses. And as we all know, the Nameless King is actually part 2 of a larger battle. Firstly, don't even bother ringing the bell at Archdragon Peak without any highly resistant lightning gear. His attacks are incredibly strong, so you'll need as much help and definitely a lot of luck as you can get. The Nameless King will fly down atop the King of the Storm. With a lot of dodging, good timing, and magical attacks against the head of the beast, the Storm Drake will eventually die. And then the real fun begins. The Nameless King's powerful one-hit kill lunge attack might make it tempting to equip heavy armor for this fight, but even more threatening is his incredible reach and lightning speed. Like most battles in Dark Souls, winning this supremely difficult fight will take the right equipment, some luck with your dodging, and learning a lot of hard lessons from that familiar death screen. And while it might not seem as difficult as some of the other bosses that we've covered on this list, I think the fact that many of us have actually played Dark Souls 3 and faced off against the Nameless King mean that we all know how much of a punishing challenge he can be. What a glorious bastard, right? And there we go, my friends. Those were 10 insanely difficult video game bosses that were not worth the pain. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. If you want to chat to me further, you can do so over on Twitter at RetroJ, but the O is a 0, or you can follow me over on Instagram, where it's the same handle, RetroJ, but the O is a 0. Hope to see you over there. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. I hope that you're treating yourself with love and respect, my friend. Hope that you're being kind to yourself, both mentally and spiritually, because you deserve all of the best things in life, all right? And do not let anything or anyone else tell you otherwise. You are a massive ledge, and I want you to go out there and utterly smash it today. I believe in you. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.